A special Veterans Day ceremony was held at 11 a.m. on Friday, November 11th at the Sterling Heights City Center campus, where the ribbon was cut for the recently renovated Veterans Memorial Garden. The Memorial Garden was named in honor of Marco, or Mike as most knew him, Adragna. Adragna was a proud United States Marine who served his country during the Korean War. He spearheaded efforts to create memorials on the Sterling Heights municipal grounds to honor the veterans who fought and made the ultimate sacrifice. In 1998, he served as the Memorial Day Grand Marshal, where the Korean War Memorial he worked so hard to have built and placed on site was unveiled.
There were 54,246 Americans who gave their lives. 7,140 were captured and taken prisoner. 8,177 were classified as missing in action, and now after 45 years have been reclassified, presumed dead. 103,284 Americans were wounded in action. Till this day, this tiny nation of South Korea still remains in a state of undeclared war. And with deep pride, I say that South Korea, till this day, remains free.
24 years later, dignitaries gathered on stage to continue the community's tradition of honoring those that serve. The Veterans Day ceremony began with 41A District Court Judge Stephen Sarosky serving as MC.
It's truly my honor and privilege to be the MC today as we dedicate the Veterans Memorial Garden to Marco Mike Adragna. He was a dear friend of our family, of me, and I can honestly say a great mentor.
Mayor Taylor also spoke and thanked our veterans for their service to our nation.
We thank you for your service to this country, every one of you. We thank you for your dedication to preserving freedom and liberty for our generation, for my children's generation, and for generations to come, because we cannot have the freedoms that we have without their service. I'm also proud, on behalf of the city of Sterling Heights, to be dedicating this beautiful new garden today. It's been open for a little while now. And I want to thank particularly our colleague on the City Council, Mayor Pro Tem Liz Sarowski, for being at the forefront of making sure that Mike Adragna is recognized for his service, not just to the United States of America, not just his service as a member of the armed forces and as a veteran, but for all the work that he did all those years later. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. God bless our United States of America. God bless our veterans, every one of you, and thank you for your service.
We're here today to honor veterans, but we're also here to dedicate this garden. And this is something that I think is just right. It's something that we should do when we have someone like Mike Adragna, who just gave. All he did was just give of himself. He wanted to make sure that veterans were never forgotten.
Adragna's family were also in attendance at the event and were genuinely moved by this gesture.
He was a great dad. He was a great father, and he was very dedicated to the Marines. He was very proud, extremely proud of his service in Korea. He went back there for the 50th anniversary of the war, and he was very emotionally attached to that. And then I remember him having this little mock-up statue of the statue behind us, and him and Ray taking it around everywhere, trying to convince people to do this.
He would be proud, but he was a humble man. He never really wanted to be recognized to himself for what he has created here, but to assure the people that knew about the Korean War and veterans and what they went through, to make people. I am a proud parent. I lived my whole life without having to serve any wars, and I raised a family of my own. And that's what the whole idea was, for veterans to keep America safe.
I was young when we started everything, but I do remember coming and serving every year, and it was great to always watch Grandpa honor everything he loved. He loved the veterans and the military and serving the Korean War, and so it was always just an honor to see that and be a part of it.
It's very emotional, when I got an email about this, I told one of my friends, and I said, geez, I keep getting reminded that the hole he's left is, I'll never be able to touch it.
The ceremony included the singing of the national anthem by the Stevenson High School Choir and a 21-gun salute by the Sterling Heights Police and Fire Honor Guard. Afterwards, veterans enjoyed each other's company and talked about what this day means to them.
It's so important for the sacrifice that the men and women make every day, that they're extended throughout the whole world of the United States. And it's a great honor to serve this wonderful country of ours. It's a small thing that we do to protect the men and women of this country. And it is a great honor. And as you get older, you realize it more and more.
I'm very thankful to have served. So that's what this is all about, you know. People got to remember there's guys out there right now putting their life on the line for us. We got to remember those guys, and women too.
The memory is so great that Sterling Heights does this every year, remembering the veterans and what they've done, and especially Micah Dragna, you know, how he went the extra mile to make sure that we got all kind of memorials, so when you come here you can see it, not just verbalize it.
I think it's important that, as we, John, myself, get older, it's important that we continue this recognition of our veterans. We have a lot of young men and women that served in Iraq, Afghanistan, elsewhere, in Desert Storm. Very important that we continue this recognition every year when John and I are no longer around. So,
God bless you. Have a beautiful day. As the Korean War Memorial states, freedom is not free. We're all here to recognize that and to recognize everyone's service.
To see the full 1998 speech and Korean War Memorial unveiling by Micah Dragna, visit SHTV1 on YouTube.